A Big South Championship is on the line today in Gore Arena. It's the top two teams in the regular season, the High Point Panthers and the Campbell Fighting Camels, fighting for a tournament crown and a trip to the NCAA tournament here today. Alongside Tammy Freeze, Evan Budrovich gearing you up for the start of this matchup. And Tammy, both teams in the regular season split the series. Both teams dominant, wins in 15 of their last 17 matches. How can these clubs pull out a championship today?
These teams just want to play most consistently. They want to limit errors, force their opponents to make errors, and today's going to be about making really quick adjustments.
And our keys to this matchup: High Point's offense, the best in the league all season. Campbell's defense, the best in the league. How do the Panthers emphasize that attack?
High Point, they want to be in system because when they are, their offense is almost unstoppable. They rarely make a hitting error, and they want to establish that from set one. Campbell knows this, though. They know High Point's consistent. They want to take it one play at a time, execute in the moment, grind it out, and rely on their defense. Greg
Gorel in year 9 mentioning the importance of hosting this tournament, of his team having a chance to win. And in the third meeting between these clubs, they split at each home site. Now it comes down to this home matchup to decide who's going to the NCAA tournament.
I think Campbell's going to feel really comfortable being in their own environment, though, with their fans here and playing on the side that they're used to.
Here's how we got to this point in the tournament. All chalk all the way through. Campbell took on Winthrop earlier yesterday, got a straight set win. And in that matchup, they held the Eagles to an .034 hit percentage. High Point dominated as well, hit .340 offensively. So just like we mentioned, the best offense in the league and the best defense in the league. Who has the upper hand here today?
I think it again comes down to who's going to make less errors. We're going to see some of that great defense, great offense. It's going to come down to just one or two errors here or there.
So here's the Campbell starting attack, featuring second-team all-conference hitter Sarah Kahlo with 12 kills yesterday. Claire Fechter on the all-defensive team, and this is a unit that's getting better and better as the season goes on.
Sarah Collins just really found her stride in her senior year and just throwing so many different shots. We've known her to be just a strong, aggressive attacker, but now she's learned to really finesse some shots in there, and High Point's going to want to stop her early.
For the High Point Panthers, led by Ryan Meek in year 4. He's won a title the last 2 years, and this High Point team, very balanced. Palazzolo, the freshman offensively, and the player of the year, always a threat in Dylan Mayberry, who rotates in later in this rotation. But this High Point offense really clicking, 13 kills a set.
I think there's no question that Coach Meek wants to start Gabrielle Eidelberg up front, get her going along with Sydney Palazzolo, and then Dylan Mayberry coming off the bench, just a great attacker for them.
So for the Camels, Greg Gorel in year 9, he mentioned to us this morning the excitement of waking up at 5 in the morning. He was ready to rock and roll in this game, a club that made it to a final 2 years ago, and they're back as the underdog, but here at home.
Coach Gorel just worked so hard in his 9 seasons here to build up a program that historically has not won. And I know it's going to be just really something special if they were to win today.
He takes on a reigning champion. Ryan Meek's club won the regular season title. There was no postseason tournament this spring, and now he's back in a tournament setting. High Point last won a championship 3 years ago in a tournament, and it comes down to this: best of 5 sets, top 2 teams in the regular season here in Gore Arena. Winner will be decided today. On that cue, the conference's leader in aces, Maddie Miner, the 5th-year senior, gets things started. Campbell swept the matchup here in Gore Arena. High Point won in 5 sets in High Point, and an early point for Gabrielle Eidelberg. The middle blocker gets the first kill.
You can't ask for anything better with that serve from Maddie Miner. That was not a good pass by High Point, but again, their offense able to pull through.
That's a service error for the true freshman Sydney Palazzolo. High Point in the bottom 3rd in serving. Campbell, one of the best serving teams in the spring, and both coaches mentioning how important the service game will be today.
You have coaches talk about that serve and pass because you want to push those passers. You want to get that ball off the net so they can't run their middle attackers.
First swing for Dylan Mayberry, and that finds the floor. The offensive player of the year. She had 23 kills when these teams last met. Gets her first today. Mayberry, part of 6 first-team all-conference members for High Point. That's the most in the last 7 years in this conference. A balanced club, including Eidelberg, who had 8 kills yesterday in a straight set sweep over A&T. Layla Green's first touch, off hands at the net. And Green, who was the all-tournament team performer 2 years ago, gets her first kill.
I like that swing from Layla Green. Out of system set coming from the back row, and she goes high hands off of High Point's block.
Sarah Kala, the senior here to serve. She mentioned this week the biggest moment of her life playing at a conference tournament. Gets her chance, and the Camels look to upset High Point in this matchup. As Mayberry misses long, no touch at the net. We know Campbell's defense led this Big South Conference. They also were top 10 in the country in opponent hit percentage. How is that important on a defensive aspect today?
Yes, if they can limit High Point with those swings, force them to make an error just like they did with Dylan Mayberry, that's going to be so important to get High Point out of the rhythm.
Kala serves to Mayberry, and in system, Sophia Mink finds the floor. That's the junior from Wisconsin, high into the air.
Sophia Mink moving into this middle position, really when she's played right side and outside in the past for High Point. And we talk about being in system there, that's a perfect pass. And that's why it's so deadly with High Point being in system.
The Panthers hit 340 last night in a sweep. There's the dump scooped up by Jenny Wesling, the all-conference libero. And that block is down for a point. Patterson had to play it. Great hands at the net by Mayberry.
Layla Green thinking she had that one on I think Donna Patterson thought that might land back in, so that's why she went after it.
So Maria Miggins, she's a left-handed swinger. Makes things difficult from the service aspect. Green off hands and a second straight kill. How important will Layla Green be this afternoon?
I like that Layla Green, they've gotten her going early. It's not something we saw yesterday from her, but she is the sixth rotation, the player for Campbell, the only one that plays all the way around for them, and she's got to be on point in all respects.
Campbell's defense stout in the win over Winthrop yesterday. It was High Point's offense that did the duties, and an ace for the Camels. Emily Mitter delivering the ace, and Greg Gorel mentioning how important they have to get High Point out of system on the serve.
And that was an excellent serve by Emily Mitter to do that.
There's a bump from Wesling out to Mayberry, the LSU transfer. She was named the Player of the Year in her first season. And a tight set for Green. That's poked back by the Panthers. Green again, actively involved in this first set. And that swing goes out. Maggie Sally with a miss. Sally had 8 kills last night. A key target from the right side that Campbell's looking to face defensively.
Maggie Sally on point last night with her cross-court swing. So interesting there that she sends her first one wide.
High Point in the regular season, just 1 loss. It was in this building in straight sets. Fector digs out the swing from Mayberry. And Haley Wilson, her first action of this tournament, dug out. A tip drill picked up by Patterson. Green into the back corner, 3 kills in set 1.
Layla Green really working the high hands of the block. You heard her teammates, Haley Wilson, shouting at her, high hands, and she's really worked that line well.
Campbell on a 3-0 run at the service line in set 1. Nice push out by Miggins and into the body of Fector, second in the league in digs. High Point in system. This is bumped by the libero Wesling. And the roll shot scooped up for the moment, freed. Can High Point take advantage? Strong swing. Fector keeps it alive and back over. The top 2 teams in the regular season. Quite a joust and a net violation. That results in a High Point advantage. Greg Gorel wants an explanation.
Yeah, I think Haley Wilson, number 15 for Campbell, just going up a little early on that, trying to get that there was a really tight ball to the net. The setter was going up one-handed for High Point. And I think she just reached over a little too early.
That was Robert Kyle's decision, our R2. As that's put back into play.
Nice hands. Might have to put you in the set.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to be ready for it. The ref claiming that's a double touch. I thought that was a clean play back into the court. So now Wilson in the middle. That finds the floor. First kill for the senior. You see that little dance you got over there in the corner? Don't tell me these teams don't care about a championship final. There is a lot on the line. 2 clubs that met in 2019 in the semifinals. Campbell pulled it out in 5.
I think Campbell feeling the energy here. from the crowd as well.
Megan's on a deep bump set. Palazzolo frees it. Campbell in set 1 hitting 400. And Chloe Cook with a rifle to the back corner.
It was a nice hold there by Haley Wilson to hold the middle. Opening up this for Chloe Cook. You see she has a lot of space.
Campbell off to a 3-point advantage here in set 1. The energy palpable in this building on Championship Sunday. Nice dig by Fector on the swing from Sally. Green from the back row goes through a triple block. And Layla Green's locked in 4 kills on 7 swings.
She is on point tonight, and a back row attack from Layla Green here. Not something Campbell does often. And up against the triple block, just impressive swing to the corner.
Campbell off to a hot start in set 1, leading by 4.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Big things are happening this year across the South, from the mountains to the coast. The fast are getting faster. The strong are getting stronger. And the best is getting better. Get ready to raise your expectations. Get ready for something big. Ingles, a proud sponsor of Big South Sports.
Campbell off to a 4-point lead as Pepsi, the official beverage partner of the Big South Conference. Drink a refreshing Pepsi today. These teams are juiced up with some energy drinks this morning. They were fired up. Both teams came 3 hours before first serve. There was some amplitude in this building. And Layla Green builds on a 3-0 scoring run. Megan's goes middle. That's a block. Does go down for the high point. Snuck between Haley Wilson's block.
Sydney Palazzolo really effective on that 2 swing coming into the middle.
Palazzolo, the freshman of the year, 3 kills a set. Good return by Cook, who takes the swing and touches Wesling. Great save. And Palazzolo frees it over. Here's a back set to Patterson, and the roll shot is bumped up. Wesling gets her hand on it. Great pancake. Cook into the corner, and the defensive high point locked in set 1. Fector to bump set from the libero position. Can High Point take advantage, hitting just .222 in the set? That cross-court swing dug out, and Cook frees it. Tight set that just sneaks over.
Claire Fector coming in to get that.
Cook off the hands, good block by Eidelberg. Long rally here in set 1. That shot is long, no hands at the net. So the first long rally of this match goes to the Camels.
Yeah, lots of great work there, lots of out of system. I thought Haley Wilson would have crushed that kind of overpass by High Point, but she relied on Claire Fector to kind of bring it back out so they could set up a play.
That overpass was sitting like a duck in the air, just ready to be shot down, and it just came back into play. Palazzolo off the block. It's kept up here for Sally. Now Fector forced to bump and transition to Kala, who ricochets off the block for the tool. And Kala, who had 12 kills yesterday, gets her first.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're just now seeing Sarah Kala out there and getting going. So we'll see what High Point can do against her.
Sarah Kala, all-tournament team member 2 years ago, noted the importance of being back into a conference tournament. Great swing. Maggie Sally terminates. She was fantastic yesterday. 8 kills on 12 attempts. How important will Sally be in this matchup?
You see right there what she can do, that sharp, hard cross ball back into Campbell's setters. And she's in the rotation with Gabrielle Eidelberg, so Campbell has to pay attention to her as well. And that makes it tough to get out to block her.
There's a dangerous float serve from Mackenzie Thornburg. And Wilson and system beats the block. That's the 1-2 tandem touch Campbell's lived on all year.
Yeah, so it's a kind of tricky play there, especially when they're in system and knowing who they're going to go to. But Haley Wilson, I don't even know she hit that. It's powered it through almost like a power tip.
Many coaches will tell you it's not about how hard you hit it, but how effective you play it off the block. So Wilson subs out with 2 kills in rotation. Page comes in the middle, and no chance to stop Eidelberg. The first team all-conference middle terminates.
She is so quick, Eidelberg, off the floor, quick up, quick swing. She can get really high over the net, but she doesn't have to as quick as she is.
So High Point responds. Now on an overpass in transition to Eidelberg, who tips it to the 10-foot line. That's a smart play by Eidelberg. 3 kills on 3 touches.
And you see High Point now mixing up some shots there. Eidelberg can go hard, but then she finesses that ball right to where the defense wasn't.
When these teams met in the regular season, Eidelberg 10 kills in the win, only 8 in the loss, so much more effective in the 5-set victory. And what a nice save by Mayberry. That's back in play, but it lands in, so High Point takes advantage of a hectic spot.
I was watching the court so much, too, that was in, it almost hit me in the head.
Boy, what a return by Dylan Mayberry, all the way across the court into the near line.
Yeah, if you're Campbell there, that was so close. I think you just played that one.
A service error gives it right back, and momentum is fickle in this sport, Tammy. Certainly trading points, 14-11 here early.
And I would expect nothing less between these 2 teams here today.
They've met twice in the postseason. Campbell's won both. They've been highly competitive. And that's an illegal touch into the net, so an ace for Chloe Cook. Didn't see as much offensively from Chloe in yesterday's semifinal. Where is her presence most felt on the back row here for Campbell?
Well, definitely serving as she is right now. Sometimes, and then she'll come in and play defense. Sometimes she's subbed out. Usually Elise Gross comes in for her, number 8. But she's got to hold her own right here on defense.
Dangerous float serve to Mayberry. At Eidelberg, we have a net violation on High Point. So Campbell, the first to 16. Not sure who touched the net initially. It wasn't a lot of movement there.
I didn't see that. I did see what I thought would have been a double call. So I thought the referee was going to go with that.
So a timeout called by the Panthers. And this Campbell team off to a nice start with their offense here in set 1.
And you see here, I see a little bit double from the setter there. Unless the setter, maybe Mackenzie Thornburg got it on her way up.
Not a lot of contact, but just enough. And Tammy, clearly in this first set, Campbell hitting 400 offensively. High Point just 269. Both teams very locked in early in this match.
Yes, you've seen some really good swings, but incredible defensive plays that I think is being effective for them. What I like what Campbell's doing, though, they are serving aggressively. They're getting High Point out of system early in the set, and that's been effective.
Brian Meek with plenty of words for his team, trying to motivate this group early in set 1. We saw the struggles for High Point yesterday, a difficult first set. But if someone like Gabrielle Eidelberg can get this team rolling, how does High Point make a run here late in this set?
Well, they can definitely get back to being more in system because their bad passes have been way past the attack line, so really deep. So they just need to control the ball more, get it more to the middle of the court. And then you'll see Eidelberg continue to get the ball, but they're going to want to get a better set off to their pins.
So Eidelberg, 3 kills on 3 attacks. Campbell, meanwhile, 10 kills in this set. In the regular season, they averaged 12%. We still have plenty of points to go in set 1. Mayberry through the block and finds a hole. That's a great downline swing from the senior.
Dylan Mayberry, number 1 for High Point. She just gets so high, and she has this really nice, just off-speed, cross her body swing. She faces zone 6, but cuts it back to 1.
Mayberry, the transfer from LSU, had just 25 kills last season. Comes to High Point and earns the Player of the Year. Back set to Kala, who goes through the block and dug out beautifully by Palazzolo. Mayberry shoots one into the heavens. And Dylan, her second hitting error. That gives Campbell a 5-point lead.
What's interesting, you see Dylan Mayberry trying to avoid Campbell's block, especially when you have Melody Page, number 10, and number 12, Sarah Kala, front row. Now Kala moving to the backcourt.
Campbell not the tallest block in the league, but most effective in hit percentage against. Looking to target Mayberry, but the overpass sets it up. Out to Green, through the double. Patterson, the roll shot, scooped up by Wesling. Mayberry with a roll shot, and Green has the angle. Page misses wide to the far line.
It's the right idea by Campbell and Maddie Meyer to go fast transition to Melody Page. She's just so far open to that left side of the court. She couldn't turn it to get it in.
So here's Maria Miggins, who has posted double-figure assists in all but one game. She's been fantastic at the setting position back there. Sharing the duties with Thornburg, and Patterson insistent puts it away.
Ananda Patterson coming in for that quick tempo set in front of the setter. And she did play middle before, as we mentioned. She's playing right side, but that's where they're able to use her still like a middle.
14 matches for Patterson with 5 or more kills, and Campbell's first service error changes the side back. 2 service errors early for High Point, and now Connolly Renfro comes in to serve. The DS from Winter Park, Florida. That's an error as well. How about the importance of serving to precise spots? We asked both coaches about that today, and we've seen on back-to-back serves a little bit off in this first set.
There's different strategies behind it. One, you want to hit certain players, you think, but make them move. Sometimes you're trying to push them deep. Sometimes you're trying to disrupt the play that they're trying to run on that side.
Green shoots one to the back row, and that's kept in play. We have a net violation on High Point. I believe it hit the antenna as well. So the swing there from Maggie Sally goes out. Campbell the first to 20 here in this first set.
Coach Girl talked to his team about taking this match in these sets in segments of 5. And that seems to be what they're doing.
There's an error for Layla Green. High Point back to 15. The Panthers during regular season play dropped to 6 sets, 3 of them in one match to Campbell. Clearly a dominant regular season team, and they're tested here in set 1.
I always think it's interesting to see a team that hasn't been behind or in this position much, how they respond. And that's what High Point's going to be looking. We'll see what they do.
So Haley Wilson fires up her bench with her 3rd kill of the set. And this for a middle blocker who is not as heavily involved late in the season, but getting some minutes in this matchup. Factor targets. Good set, and Eidelberg terminates. That was a great return by Sarah Malone to get things started.
That was a nice hold on that pass. Beautiful pass by Malone. And then again, when High Point's in system and they can do that with their middles, you're not going to stop that.
High Point hit 260 during the regular season. Best attacking team in the league. Campbell, the best defensive team in the league by most metrics. Cook, a deep shot to Malone. Now Eidelberg, an off-touch in system. Factor out to Cook. The Panthers hitting 226 in set 1. And that finds the floor. Factor just a bit late. So High Point within 4.
Interesting, I think, that in that play rally there that Eidelberg went with a tip. If I was her, I would continue to swing until Campbell could stop her.
5 swings, 4 kills for Eidelberg. So effective in the middle. Can Campbell take advantage of serve receive? Kala one-on-one, touches the far line, and Sarah Kala about as locked in as any player in this tournament.
You see Sarah Kala hitting on the outside for Campbell in that play, and that's what Campbell can do when they're in system. They know that they can hold teams with their middles and open it up for their pins.
Maddie Miner, who started this set in rotation at serve, looks to finish it out. Risky serve to Palazzolo, who comes from her knees and ricochets a rocket cross court for the kill.
That was an incredible swing by number 8. I'm just over here like smiling because, man, what a rocket. And in front of the attack line, which is not something, that is a hard swing to execute.
Chloe Cook's in great position. Just didn't expect that shot to come so fast from the true freshman. Kala from the 10-foot line, tees it up to Wiggins. Mayberry into the net, and a rare hitting mistake gets Campbell 2 points from the set.
Not something you usually see from Dylan Mayberry on the outside. She was also going for that cross-court 4-to-4 shot, it looked like.
Campbell, the #2 seed, but the host team in this tournament. They look to take set one as Mayberry swings. That's a soft touch over. Green. No hands at the net. So High Point within 4.
That's where Campbell wants to make sure they're more effective on the transition kills. That was a great dig by Maddie Miner. They had an attack attempt, and that's the one you don't want to make an error on, wide.
Gabrielle Eidelberg to serve out of Mesquite, Texas, and a nice one to Fector. Kala on the back set, terminates, setting up set point.
Can't say enough about not just Sarah Kala, but Maddie Miner and the Sarah Kala combo. She knows where to set it up for Sarah Kala to go crush it.
Now Kala in rotation to serve here in set one. Palazzolo struggles with receive, so a free ball over. Campbell looks for set one here at home. And Page takes care of business down the pipe as the Camels win 25-19. The top 2 teams in the regular season, an offensive-minded first set. When we come back, set 2 from Gore Arena as the Camels take the first.
And you see here, Millie Page saying, let me pass that ball as the middle, and then also give it to me. There's a nice fast play.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Power isn't born, it's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain. And we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
There's not a secret to what actually happens behind the scenes at a bank. Here at First Citizens, we're trying to educate the client in each step of what's actually going to happen and actually have them make the educated decision around what steps and what options they utilize. We want to become that trusted advisor that actually guides them down that road, helping you reach your goals. That's Forever First.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story.
8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
Big offensive-minded first set, 4 early kills for Layla Green.
Yes, Layla Green doing a nice job getting started. Starting her in the front row this time, Coach Girl did today. And then Wynton Campbell's in system as well. They like to run those middles in transition offense.
Campbell hit .333 in the first set. This Big South broadcast is brought to you in part by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. Ingles, low prices, love the savings. Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that. And First Citizens Bank, Forever First. Third straight week, High Point and Campbell have met in a conference tournament final. The soccer squad split, men and women's side. You could sort of say this is game 3 for a variety of reasons, with 2 programs that did not like each other very much. They have some animosity, they have some competitiveness, and it comes down to the volleyball matchup to decide the fall sports championship, if you will.
That's right. I mean, Campbell has faced High Point a lot in their fall sports, and so they're wanting to definitely put an exclamation point on their season now.
Jenny Wesling serves to start set 2. High Point closed the regular season with 5 straight wins. This program knows how to respond. And Chloe Cook misses high, no touch at the net. So the Panthers, for the first time in this match, have a lead Granted 1-0, but a big momentum shift in set 2.
It's going to be interesting to see how High Point comes out here in the beginning. They're starting the same way, really, in their lineup. So see what other adjustments they make.
Campbell comes right back down the pipe. Melody Page with her kill. Keep in mind this High Point team, in the last 2 years, spring and the fall in Big South play, 32-1 record. Their lone loss was in this building this fall. That's been it.
It's just an incredible run by a well-coached program.
Good set out to Palazzolo, who beats the block of Kala. And the true freshman with her 4th kill.
And I think Sydney Palazzolo having a lot of space here, challenging Sarah Kala. Sarah Kala trying to set up on her. Sydney going down that line.
High Point led by Mayberry, Palazzolo, and Idlebird, all with 4 kills. Remember, it's the best offensive hitting team in High Point and the best defensive percentage squad in Campbell. Idlebird off the block and finds the floor. That's 5 early kills on 6 swings for Idlebird.
And that's a difference I think we see in a High Point versus what we saw from them yesterday. Didn't set their middles early on, but now you're seeing them really going after Idlebird because Campbell is struggling to stop her.
There's a service error by Mackenzie Thornburg, the all-conference setter. 4 early errors for the Panthers, just 2 for Campbell. And while it's not a huge differential in these matchups, every serve counts.
Absolutely, and you look at the stats though from the first set, it just came down to a couple serving errors, a couple hitting errors, and that's it's gonna matter at the end.
Campbell won set 1, 25-19. Idlebird misses wide, her rare miss, and clearly one-on-one. That's a matchup High Point wants to expose, but if you're missing shots, it favors Campbell then.
Yes, and Campbell's going one-on-one. I mean, it's just so fast that they can't get 2 blockers up, so if they're forcing Idlebird to make an error, that's a good thing for them.
Greg Gorel said this morning he needs to shut down, Campbell does, High Point's middles. If he can do that, his squad has a chance to win today. Idlebird getting plenty of touches, and there's the termination. Right after a miss, feeding Idlebird again. That's her 6th kill.
Yeah, 3 attacks in a row for Idlebird. Nice play by Elise Gross there, but they went right back to her, and she went to the other side of the court.
Palazzolo on the serve. That gives Green trouble, and that hits the antenna, so an ace for High Point. The Panthers dropped just 10 sets all year in conference play. They have responded 16 of their last 17 victories as Palazzolo serves one into the net. Now that's one thing to win in the regular season, and for both these teams who haven't won a title in 3 years, how do you translate that success to the postseason here today?
Yes, I think it speaks to more just how they game plan. They've seen each other, these teams, a lot, but what can they do differently a little bit to set them apart, to give them something else to look at?
A lot of serves targeting Dylan Mayberry, who makes it count with a kill. The player of the year, up to 5 kills and already 15 attacks. Very involved in this offense.
She's going to be key to, I think, continuing to keep this lead here for High Point, having her have some more successful swings.
Mayberry beating a double block as well. That's crucial for High Point. As Patterson beats a block herself, cross court for the kill, and Patterson with her 2nd. Chloe Cook subs on in rotation in this front row. The Camels continuing to hit well. .316 hit percentage in this match. Mayberry getting every serve towards her, and Wilson cleans up the overpass. Seems to me that's the key to the game. If Mayberry can return serve, High Point can play in system, and they'll probably win this set.
And that's a good strategy by Campbell to put pressure on Dylan Mayberry right here, so she has to pass and attack.
There's a service error from Green.
We will probably, if I'm guessing right now, Evan, we'll see more service errors in this match than the whole tournament.
7 combined errors in these first 2 sets. Such a precise matchup of the top 2 teams in the regular season. Here's Miggins to serve. Mitter comes off her spot. Cook at an awkward angle gets it over. That's a block for Chloe Cook. So the attacking portion wasn't there, but the defense slows down Sally.
And I liked how watch Chloe Cook really key in on the hitter and have a really nice press back into the court.
Got the ball and the net as well for Cook. Honorable mention all conference this fall. Palazzolo steps in for Mayberry. Greg Gorel mentioned this week how effective High Point can be at switching up their defensive serve assignments, because they want Mayberry to swing, and Ryan Meek gets the result of that. A kill for Mayberry. She has 6.
Number 1, Dylan Mayberry for High Point is so good at watch where she places this shot. That's her area of the court, that 1-6 seam. She can hit that hard, she can hit that off speed.
Minner, a back set to Cook, who soars into the dig. Great job by Marrer. And Minner unable to save it. So High Point with a 2-point lead. It's offense hitting .333 in set 2. Where's the adjustment been?
I think they're really working more line shots against Campbell there. You see Emily Minner having to defend that. That's worked well for them.
Vector miscommunication. So High Point in system. Miggins goes outside. Now can the Campbells take advantage? Kala from the pipe, touches the back line, and an effective swing from the senior, give her 4 kills.
And so Sarah Kala coming in saying, I got that setter, and staying inside, able to hit that back corner. That was a great adjustment by Sarah Kala.
Line judges Charles Tudor and Amy Milton here today, along with Robert Kyle, our lead ref, and Morgan Shannon, our R2. There's your service error mentioned. 8 combined mistakes, if you will. So it's kept this second set so competitive. Both teams trading errors today.
And it just speaks to how the coaches talk about serve and pass, serve and pass. Yes, it's all about the serve and pass game because you can't be in system with these teams.
Just misses to the far line. This is High Point's largest lead of the set at 3. Especially in these 5-set matches. Campbell won the first 25-19. It seems that set 2 is uber important for the Panthers to keep this match in striking distance. Minner goes to Kala, uncontested, and boy, she touched the roof on that kill.
Sarah Kala coming in probably around 5'11", but touching well over 10 feet, especially on that swing.
Look at the verticality. Not much you can do if you're Palazzolo one-on-one. Now a swing for Palazzolo. Here's Kala again. Good soft touch, scooped up by the libero Westling. And Palazzolo beats the block down the line. The freshman of the year in the Big South has a team-high 6 kills.
She is hitting a .364 now, and she's finding so much success. She likes to hit that line shot, and she's having success with it, so she's going to keep going after it.
Great environment here in Gore Arena. The matchup of the top 2 teams in the regular season. Campbell the host by virtue of rotation. Here's a bump set from Elise Gross. And Kala does not get hands at the net. I think Campbell wants to challenge this call here. Let's see if Greg Gorel uses his card here in set 2.
I think Sarah doesn't seem sure, so I don't think he's going to at this point. Sarah Kala looking over to Coach Gorel.
Largest lead of the set for High Point. Ooh, and an awkward set forces a free ball.
Ooh.
Net violation for High Point, and a sloppy mistake. Wow, Heidelberg does not make too many mistakes like that. That's a free point.
Yes, this ball, like Campbell had to let that go. This was their 3rd contact. They could not touch it. And how about High Point? Yes, Heidelberg just grabbing the net there.
Maybe a little awkward. Do you dump down? Do you go for a swing? And that caught her in an awkward position. Right back to Heidelberg, and that time finds the floor. I love a setter who feeds your middle right away after a mistake, and it results in her 7th kill. That's an all-conference tandem of Miggins and Thornburg at the setting position. Match with Campbell 6-2. Good tee up. Oh my gosh, Maddie Miner just got a fingertip on it, and it made life easy for Patterson.
That pass was so tight. I really thought that that ball was going to kind of float into the plane and that Miner wouldn't be able to get it. Or that, yeah, that that Madison Smith might have jumped up and grabbed that, but nice swing by Nanda Patterson.
Both teams hitting above 250 in this match, and a service error gives the point right back to the Panthers. They're the first to 15, so we take a timeout. High Point looking to even this match at 1 set apiece. We'll have more after this. These are the best 2 teams in the regular season, and clearly the All-Conference Awards reflect that. Tammy, how about 6 players for the Panthers on the first-team All-Conference squad? No players from the Campbell team this year. There were some thoughts around the program about that, but High Point such a fantastic year with Mayberry and Heidelberg leading the charge.
When you put those numbers statistically like they have, and of course, you know, not many, 1 loss on the season, just, you know, the coaches of the conference just have so much respect for what they've been able to do.
So High Point responding with a 4-point lead here in set 2. Patterson off balance, misses the back line. And all of a sudden that hit percentage that was around 300 in set 1 has dropped to 188 here in set 2. Gabrielle Eidelberg on the service line. Second on the team with 20 aces this year. Mitter to Wilson, and a beautiful 1-2 timing touch gets Campbell to stop this run.
Emily Mitter doing a nice job of finding Haley Wilson, even though she's a little off the net. Haley Wilson turning it down into that seam.
Haley Wilson, 7 kills and 10 kills in her last 2 matches, so coming on strong at the end of the year. Mink is blocked by Wilson, who shows her physicality at the net.
Love seeing that stomp from Haley Wilson. You know she's excited when she does that. She doesn't show much emotion otherwise, but stopping that middle from High Point.
That's some emotion for Wilson, who's playing in her 89th career match. One of 5 seniors set to hang it up after this year, and an ace for Green makes it a 2-point difference.
And just like that, Campbell back in within 2, and that's what a block and a great serve can do.
Timeout High Point. Try saying that 5 times fast. So Tammy, this is a 3-0 scoring run. What have the Campbells done to shift the momentum of this set?
Well, they're taking advantage of now that Eidelberg is out. She rotated to the backcourt, and so now with Sophia Mink being up there, it's going to be interesting if High Point gets her the ball as much. So they probably won't set her again since Haley Wilson got that block, and so now they'll allow them to set the defense a little bit more on the pins.
And Haley Wilson's starting to take over this run as well.
Some nice heads-up play there by Wilson. She doesn't get a ton of attempts, but like you said, she's just been really effective here at the end of season.
Wilson only 1.5 kills per set, but today we've seen the presence at the net. We've seen a team-high 5 kills. How valuable are players who aren't as heralded in your lineup to step up in big moments?
Yeah, and that's what you want to see, because you know that your opponent, like High Point's going to key in on Sarah Kalla. They're going to key in on Layla Green. But so if you have some other players like Haley Wilson and Nanda Patterson who don't get as many attempts, but when they do, they are effective, that's going to put more stress on High Point's defense.
This is the Campbell squad who defeated High Point in this building. And with that win, had a chance to be the #1 seed. However, they lost on the road at Upstate in the very next match just 2 weeks ago. So that's why Campbell's the 2 seed today. High Point is the 1 seed. with a trip to the NCAA tournament on the line this afternoon. Palazzolo again struggling on serve receive. So Mayberry frees it over. Can Campbell take advantage? Cook one-on-one wins the matchup, and that all starts with a tough return from Palazzolo.
That aggressive serve from Layla Green gets High Point out. It's a free ball from Dylan Mayberry. And you see Haley Wilson going up, lots of space for Chloe Cook, and that's a great shot for Chloe. That's her go-to, that back corner. 2
kills for Cook. A couple of digs defensively as well. And you guessed it, Palazzolo getting a ton of serve receive. Mayberry into the chest of Green, who plays all 6 rotations. Setting up Cook with her 2nd straight kill, and that's a beauty to the back line.
Chloe Cook's just hitting that back corner seam between the defenders. The defenders would have to make a move to play that ball. Again, a go-to shot for Chloe Cook.
That's a 5-0 scoring run, and Campbell is tied it at 16. Guess who's getting the serve? It's the net and results in an ace. The lucky bounce is going Campbell's way in set 2.
I give a half a point to the top of the net on that one.
Listen to this crowd. Championship Sunday. The home team, the underdog, but playing with momentum. A 25-19 first set win. High Point out of system as Thornburg bumps it. And Mayberry is dug out by Fector. She was one of those players who could have been all conference, named honorable mention, but such a great defender. Testing Green this time. Fector up to Cook. And off the block.
Oh, a double call on Haley Wilson.
Double touch on Wilson. That's one of those plays you have to make the right attempt with your wrist, correct?
Well, it's just she could take it with her hands, which she did, which was the right thing, but just a little bit of a 2-touch there. And that's a tough call to make, especially when you've had such a great rally.
Robert Kyle with the call, our R1 tonight. And a service error gives the point right back. Momentum clearly in Campbell's favor as they take a 1-point lead.
I mean, and I attribute that to Claire Ann Fector, the digs she was making in that last rally. Like I said, not a first team all conference this year, or second team, but she's only a sophomore. She's going to have a great career.
And the error gives it right back. You mentioned that number coming in. That's 12 combined service errors. As a coach, not the magic number, but such a byproduct of trying to serve teams out of system.
Yeah, I think there's an allowance here. You can see both coaches, they know you can't get too upset because they know what they're trying to do. It's strategic.
Renfro with a pocket corner serve to Cook. That's a deep attack. Return. Bump set from Wiggins. And Palazzolo scooped up by Mitter. What a pass by Green. And it results in a kill for Sarah Call. That's incredible.
It's an amazing swing. I mean, you have this ball coming up to Kala on this set from way in the deep court. Great swing by Kala. You see Kala just taking a little bit off.
Layla Green plays all 6 rotations, the only one for Campbell to do it, and that's the reason why right there. Palazzolo, an overpass. That Kala terminates.
Campbell is definitely targeting Sydney Palazzolo, number 8 for High Point. Making her pass a lot of balls here.
Largest lead for Campbell in the set. That gets returned on an error. Boy, every serve within inches for both these teams have been pretty darn good.
They are both really being aggressive and making some definitely strategic targets, I should say.
So Wessling to serve, and that's an error. Boy, both teams.
The serve and pass game, Evan, the serve and pass game.
It's been a specialty in your career, Tammy Freeze. Nonetheless, these clubs grinding it out. 14 combined errors and every point tight here in set 2. I mean, you figured, right?
Right.
Someone's got to get to 25. I'm not sure if it's going to go the old-fashioned way.
Just think if this was side-out scoring, which was around when I was in college, Evan, not that long ago.
It was around 10 years ago. All these kids were in middle school. Not that long in the grand scheme of things.
We'd be here a long time if it was still side-out scoring.
Okay, Thornburg, your turn. That's in play. Bump set to Green. That's a tight angle. And now High Point in transition to tie the set. Palazzolo blocked. Second chance. Shoots it long. Campbell 3 points from the set.
And I think we expect a timeout maybe here soon. Maybe not by Coach Meek.
Ryan Meeks sitting on his bench comfortably. Jill Sykes does a lot of the defensive alignment for this club. A team that's gone 32-1 in the last 2 years of conference play. Thornburg the bump. Great return by Minor. And Green does not get hands at the net. So High Point within one.
Interesting, and we'll see Coach Gore. I don't think they're going to take a challenge here. Campbell team seemed pretty confident that touched fingers on the block.
You have 2 challenges to work with. Gore electing to hold one of his. So they work in system, and a block that's returned, and whoa, Mayberry. Quick hands to put that ball down.
Heads up play by Mayberry to go aggressive there on that. Not going to overpass.
2 straight points, and the Panthers have tied it at 22. Great serve, and Patterson comes up short, so the Panthers have the lead, and Greg Goro calls a timeout. High Point in desperate need to even this match at 1 apiece, and they've done it with a nice run late.
They've really had some nice serves in these last couple plays. Campbell really kind of bringing all their players in front of the setter. I think that's giving them trouble getting past the front line of High Point.
So High Point leaning on the player of the year in Dylan Mayberry. She has 6 kills, but some really smart plays as well in this set.
Yes, I think you'll see them just really trying to play some different shots against Campbell. They're very good, High Point, of changing where they swing. They don't often swing the same place twice.
High Point on a 3-0 run. This is a team that has hardly lost in the Big South in the last 2 years. But they have the memory, and every High Point player you talk to brings this up. That loss in 19 in the semifinals, that team thought they were good enough to beat Winthrop and win the championship. Now they're back in a tournament setting. And this is the first time these teams have battled a tournament in quite some time.
Yes, it's been quite a few years, and I think that's where some of the revenge wants to come in for High Point. They were knocked out by Campbell in that tournament, and so, but they have experience. They did go to the NCAA tournament in the spring, so they used to being in this pressure situation. Played a very good first match in the NCAA.
High Point had a win over Central Florida in the spring. Now these teams want to get to the tournament, which starts 2 weeks from now. Sydney Palazzolo here to serve on a 3-0 run. And that's an ace. Perfect position as the freshman leads up to set point.
And that's an aggressive serve right at Chloe Cook and Layla Green. The 2 outsides for Campbell.
Campbell led 20-18. High Points come storming back. Ooh, both players return the serve. Fector frees it. Thornburg in transition, goes middle, down to the floor, and High Point evens this match 1 set apiece on a 7-2 run to end the set.
And when you know here, High Point at the end in this last rally going to Gabrielle Eidelberg.
Eidelberg with a match high 9 kills, and this puts it away this set. High Point and Campbell all even. We'll have set 3 next on ESPN3. Here's your first half stats. Each team even in terms of set wins, dead even in kills, assists right there. I mean, these numbers, Tammy, there's not much of a difference here through 2 sets.
Not at all, and that's where these errors that's when it comes into play. They're right there with kills, as you said, right there with digs. Hitting percentage not that off now, but it's this error here, this error there, and for these teams, we know service errors have been a lot.
15 combined errors for 2 teams that split in the regular season. Their soccer programs have split. The teams have split titles the last 2 years. Clearly, the 2 best programs by far. And Tammy, here's how we get to this point this weekend, because this is Championship Sunday. Top 2 seeds, they win in straight set sweeps. One offensive-minded, one defensive-minded. What a perfect final, and what an ideal start. 1 set apiece here through 2.
Yes, you can't. I think that's what we've been expecting, right? Couldn't ask for anything more. This 2 teams, top teams in the conference, battling out here, each now with 1 set under their belts.
When we come back, set 2 from Gore Arena is Campbell and High Point, all square at 1 apiece.
Welcome back to Gore Arena, where we are here with the Big South Conference Tournament title match. All tied up here, sets 1-1. 2 sets under our belts here, about to start the 3rd. Campbell with 1 and High Point with 1.
And with that, we're ready to play. Just needed the ball. This team's on edge all afternoon. And here we go. Winner on to the NCAA tournament. Best 2 out of 3 down the stretch here in set 3. Sydney Palazzolo took over late in the 2nd set and starts it with a kill down the line. That's her 7th of the night. Palazzolo, Miss Volleyball. She was a finalist in the state of Michigan last year. And certainly an impressive end to her season. She's hitting 300 in this match today.
That's an incredible high hitting efficiency for an outside.
Kala off the double block. Good presence from Eidelberg. Cook goes across the court and hits the back line. Wow, that's in, so 1 apiece.
I'll tell you, Evan, I'm glad I am not one of the officials for this matchup and having to call those tight balls on the line especially.
Cook on a deep float, targeting Marr this time, and Eidelberg goes into the net. She's been almost unstoppable in this match. Only her 3rd hitting error of the day.
That set looked just maybe a little bit low for Eidelberg. She's a little too tight maybe on her setter to kind of execute that swing.
Campbell's hit percentage defense holding High Point to a 206 clip. That's 80 points down from their season average. Thornburg at the net, and Eidelberg just got her fingertips on it. That's an effective touch for her 10th kill.
She's such a hard matchup to go against because, I mean, that one, she's just kind of right over the block. She's going to reach over the block and put that in play.
Eidelberg has had 7 or more kills in 9 straight matches, including 5 double-figure nights. Here she is in the 3rd set doing it here. Thornburg goes backside, and Miggins is dug out. Bump set to Mayberry. Great dig by Fechter. Now Green off the dig, touches hands for the point, and that's all started by Fechter on the back row.
big digs there by Claire Infector. I like how she just gets herself in position and she's able to push forward underneath the ball, getting it up to the middle of the court.
Claire Infector, 7 digs today. She was an honorable mention all-conference libero. Ooh, an ace for Kala. That ball knuckled to the floor. And Campbell with its 4th ace of the day.
Sarah Kala has worked a lot on her serving this year. She's really been effective, kind of switching up when she goes deep and when she goes short.
Jenny Wesling was in great position with her platform, and the ball just died on. Now it takes a weird turn towards her shoulders. And Mayberry shoots one to Kala. Patterson against the double block to the back row. Mayberry through the block, and Green is there. Now Green swings and saves. Page keeps it up. Mayberry one-on-one, blocked by Patterson.
How about Melody Page digging that ball, Sarah Kala's dig, out of the net. And Layla Green able to get 2 more attacks off of that, and then a block with Ananda
Campbell's
Patterson.
front row, impressive. Only 2 combined blocks in this matchup, both from the Campbell front line. Mayberry to the floor. Another block. Page and Layla Green all over it.
That nice press by Layla Green. I think that's the difference with Campbell facing High Point. High Point wanting to take that swing that they're used to taking in between blocks.
Timeout on the court. Campbell leads by 4 here in set 3.
It's bow time. The workday might be ending, but your family's hunger is still gearing up for the night shift. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. Or you could just drop a big bow box on it. Because when you can feed the family with 12 Supremes, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can clock out and still spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
Pizza.
What you got there, Dad? Oh, man, the new Bacon Mania lineup from Papa John's. Oh, it's the triple bacon pizza, topped with full strips of bacon. Woo, that smell of bacon through the house has everyone showing up. And I mean everyone. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Here's what's cooking in the Big South Conference Finals. Campbell wins set 1. High Point comes back in set 2. And a competitive 3rd set. As Miners sweep to return, and there's a nice kill. Maria Miggins, who can both set and attack. That was so crucial in High Point's 5-set win up in High Point. Wonder if Ryan Meek's gone to the bag for some adjustments.
And Mariah Miggins with that lefty swing on her that can be from the right side really effective because she can go line or, as you see there, cross court, making the setter play defense.
High Point has lost 1 conference matchup in 2 seasons. Campbell wants to ruin that mark as Green misses the back line. And we have a disagreement here between the line judges, but the head ref overrules, so that ball's out. I like that timeout too by Ryan Meek. The set started to get away from High Point with 2 blocks in a row. The dump is picked up by Edelberg. Page on the overpass, great defense. Mayberry through the block, and 3 straight points for the Panthers. Gross returns serve. Green through the hands and picked up by Palazzolo. Gross comes from the back row, bumps for Green, and good positioning from the Panthers. Mayberry into the block and tools off of Patterson. So Dylan Mayberry 8 kills, and High Point's tied it in set 3.
Layla Green for Campbell trying to work that corner, make Sydney Palazzolo have to play a lot of defense, but Dylan Mayberry, really nice just off-speed shot using the block.
Mayberry had 23 kills the last time these teams met. Adds a block to it. Mink joins the party, and a perfectly called timeout by Ryan Meek.
That was good timing there. You don't want to let like more than really 3 points in a set like this get away from you. So crucial timeout that has given them the momentum to come back.
So Greg Gorel goes to his bench. Emily Camp, the redshirt freshman, Virginia Tech transfer, comes in, looking for more of an offensive presence at the net. Instead, a service error gives it right back. What's the point of bringing Camp in here versus Patterson in this set?
Well, Camp definitely offensive for Campbell. Coach Gorel's talking about they know 50-50 she's gonna make a really good swing and either get a kill or not. Whereas Nana Patterson really defensive minded. She puts up a really great block.
That goes off the hands of Camp, and Mayberry picks her target right away.
Yes, Emily Camp just has that size, just not quite getting her hands over the net and pressed.
Let's see if High Point can take advantage or who wins that matchup with Camp in. Offense versus defense. There's an ace, great serve, and High Point's responded. Maria Miggins lands it in. Timeout, Greg Gorel. And all of a sudden the mood swings in set 3. Favor the Panthers, the reigning champions in the spring. A reminder that Mountain Dew is an official beverage partner of the Big South Conference. Drink a Mountain Dew today. Have to love these home environments. Two fan bases that have some animosity, have some competitiveness, and this match sort of has that same flow too. Campbell dominated set 1. High Point came storming back in set 2, and now back and forth we go in the third.
And this is where a little bit of fatigue can set in as you get to this point, in which team get back to that consistency. Who's going to continue to do well, who stick to the game plan, who's going to make adjustments, who's going to maybe stray away from what they've been doing. But right now, both teams still in it, playing really well. I think setting up their offensive well. Like I said, not as many blocks here, but the defense behind that has been really good.
Coming in, this match had the potential to be a 5-setter. Starts to feel that way as we sit here in the third. Let's see if Maria Miggins can continue her serving prowess. She nearly had a triple-double, 1 kill shy of 10 when these teams last met. And there's an ace for Miggins. 7-1 run for High Point.
This back line for Campbell struggling a little bit here. They're switching up their rotation right now. Making an adjustment. We'll see if High Point targets Layla again.
They go to Fector. That's a tough return for Mitter. And a point. Here come the Panthers following that early timeout. Serving much better. Clearly feeding Mayberry, and the results have followed. That serve again to Fector. Green from the back row. Great dig by Wesling. Mayberry over the block. High Point in this set hitting .214. They've held Campbell without a kill, and there's Green. She's picked it up with her 6th of the match.
And how about Elise Gross, number 8 for Campbell, on that out-of-system set to Layla Green.
Green with a team-high 23 attacks. Now she's back to serve. Has 2 aces today. Campbell was the 2nd best serving team in the league in the fall. High Point, no trouble on that one, and Mayberry tips off the block. Cook down line and a great position shot. That time High Point didn't have the defense shifted in the back corner, and Cook found the spot.
Well, remember earlier in the last set, Chloe Cook hitting that 5-6 seam shot And so they had shifted to take care of that. Heads up play by Chloe Cook to go a different direction.
There's a service error for Green. How crucial in a match that could go 5 is this set 3 to try to jump ahead 2-1?
Well, you definitely feel more comfortable when you're in that position of 2-1. Not where you can necessarily lay off in any respect, but you definitely think relax a little bit when you have that 2-1 run.
Back and forth we go. 9 service errors for each team. You have to wonder where's the threshold as a coach, because these points are aggravating at times just watching at home. Here we are on Championship Sunday, winner to the NCAA tournament and an ace for Fector.
That's what you're going for right there, Ray, with aggressive serving. If it's not going to be an ace, you want to lead out a system. That was a great float serve that just dropped in front of the passer.
No chance for Renfro on the back row. She gets this serve, and Fector keeps it alive. Wow. Making her claim to the all-conference team, and no defense for that swing. Down the line, and High Point's back up 2 from Palazzolo.
And Palazzolo, another great swing down the line. Campbell hasn't been able to respond really much to that swing.
Cook takes her turn on the block of Palazzolo. High Point in system over Idlebird. That's a legal double touch, so play continues. Blocked by Wilson, 5 kills, and now 3 blocks for the senior.
How about the play of Haley Wilson on blocking? Knowing that Maggie Sally likes to hit cross court. Sarah Collis setting up the block for her.
I love a good swing block. That's the beach style game right there.
Right.
Get your
Love
hands
it.
up
Yes.
and spread it out, let it fly. Nice return by Wesling. And Miner gets the ball up. Back set. Dumped down by Cook. Wow, good defense. Sally is returned from Fector. Cook, cross line, and Wesling keeps it in play. Campbell has won both long rallies today. Tight set. Better swing by Palazzolo.
That was an incredible, I'll say set first of all. Watch Mariah Miggins jump up and grab that ball. And that was a little tight, really set. But Palazzolo, man, with that, just open space.
The freshman of the year in the Big South. 9 kills today. Risky serve off the net. Ooh, Cook shot it wide. Trying to go cross court at High Point, the first to 15.
Yeah, Sarah Kalla there had that open shot. She was definitely going for it, just somehow mishits a little bit, gets a little more behind the ball versus on top.
High Point serving much better in this 3rd set. Wesling had to save it. Palazzolo, that is out. That's the shot the freshman wants to hit down line. This time she misses.
Maybe Campbell doing a better job there. I can't tell from this angle, but giving her little space out there to work with.
I like Della Mayberry there. Every swing, she hands off her thumb to her assistant coach, Coach Sykes. A little bit of inside perspective there with the trainer going back and forth. Middle to Page, that stays out. No touch of the net, so High Point remains up 3. How about High Point holding Campbell to an 0.48 hit percentage in this 3rd set?
Yes, I think Campbell's hitters just doing a little too much. They're seeing what they need to do with their shots, just kind of over-rotating.
Oh, Page lost track of who the set was going to. And the rare miscommunication from the senior setter. Greg Worrell calls a timeout to settle things down. High Point leads by 4.
Yeah, that was just a miscommunication there between the setter, Maddie Miner, and number 10, Melody Page, thinking that Melody was behind her, but Melody going up in front for that quick tempo set.
Ryan Meek's club won the title in the spring, 16-0 record in the league. Here in the fall, nearly identical, right? 15-1 in league play. What has this club shown you in the last 12 months about their ability to dominate the Big South?
I think what's most impressive that I see is just that really high-level consistency of their attacking. Their attackers really don't make errors, or if they do, like we saw with Sydney Palazzolo, just then over-rotating a little bit, or Campbell forcing her maybe to go out, but it's not often. And when you attack so high level, and you just do, and they don't get down much, and we've seen them down in the first set, but they still hit really well, even though they lost that one. And so now you see it taking over that stress that it's putting on Campbell and their defense.
High Point taking advantage here in set 3, really with their offense, and truly the serving's been effective. For a Panthers team that was picked first in the preseason, they've lived up to the billing. Now the pressure on the home team. Campbell is the number 2 seed.
I think what Campbell needs to do there, they just need to kind of reset a little bit. It seemed a little more chaotic right now. They got to pick up their communication on their side, and then just finishing some of those attacks that they're going for.
Palazzolo on the float serve. Good hands by Idleberg to tip that swing. Now Mayberry off the block and down. Dylan Mayberry taking control with her 10th kill.
Dylan Mayberry looking really confident out there right now on the outside.
22nd match in double figures for Mayberry. The player of the year in the Big South has no answers for the slide play as Kala comes in and knocks down her 8th kill. Boy, strength versus strength. Kala, the player of the year 2 years ago. Dylan Mayberry, the player of the year this fall, and 2 great outside hitters getting after it. There's an ace that hit the antenna. So Sarah Kala continuing to build up points.
What Campbell needs now then is Melody Page and Layla Green in this rotation for them to be effective in transition offense.
Thornburg goes middle. Idleberg rejected by Page. And one of the few blocks Campbell's been able to make against Idleberg.
And that ball almost looking like it fell out, but I think touching either Idleberg or Mayberry on its way out.
This is a 4-0 run for Campbell. Out to Mayberry. Good dig by Kala. Here's Green. Cross court and out. So High Point, 6 points from the set. And this is a crucial one here in set 3. Gabrielle Idleberg, a team best 10 kills, serves it over. Patterson and system is freed back. Nice hands by Thornburg. And here in set 3, High Point's defense has held Campbell to a 0 hit percentage. Some of the big guns are quiet in set 3. Reason why, defense, Idleberg. Patterson into Palazzolo. Nothing coming easy for Campbell. Bump set to Green. And that's down for the kill. 7th kill for the junior. And that's the type of rally Campbell needs in this set.
Yes, they need to have really good controlled digs there. They got some more attempts on this. And then Layla Green finding the right spot this time on her swing away from the defense.
Race to 25 here in set 3. Campbell won the first. High Point took the second. Minner goes back to Green. Good block. Hands of Miggins, powerful. Miggins tips. Wilson swings. And saved by Wessling. Minner middle. Wilson off the net, and Wessling wisely bumps it up. Another long rally. Green again. Another hand. There's Mink. Mink middle. Wilson plays it back, and the point is won.
Wow, incredible rally there by these two teams.
Timeout, High Point, as Haley Wilson changes the game with her hand to the net.
I just want to see a replay of that whole rally. I need to remember everything that happened, but just Layla Green getting multiple attacks in a row on that.
So here's how it all unfolds.
Both sides. Haley Wilson setting up on Sophia Mink there. But the defense behind Campbell then, Elise Gross, Claire Ann Fector, Ananda Patterson just allowed them to stay in that rally.
Third meeting in the Big South tournament, maybe the biggest, with the championship on the line. Two teams that were dead even in the regular season, and they're playing like it here through 3 sets today.
I don't think you could have a more even match than this, especially in this championship of the Big South. Teams that are so high statistically and in multiple categories. High Point known for their offense, Campbell known for their defense, and we get to see it play out today.
How about this? 1 kill difference in the match, 1 ace difference in the match, and 1 block is the difference. These teams are dead knotted here in set 3. Of course, this is the 7th meeting in the last 10 years of the top 2 teams in a conference title. You would have guessed it. 3-3 between the 1 seed and the 2 seed. Something's got to give here on Championship Sunday.
Who's going to break that tie today?
Following the timeout, Emily Mitter to serve. And gives a point away. And now in a race to 25, serving is uber important down the stretch.
Campbell want to take advantage of Heidelberg not being in the front row right now either for 2 more rotations at least.
Here's Maria Miggins, the junior. Shoots one long, and back and forth we go.
I'm seeing deja vu again, Evan. I think we were just here in set 2.
20 combined service errors. Neither of these teams were high up in terms of serve percentage, but both in the top 3 in aces. So they'll take risks at the service line, and we're seeing that today.
And I'm definitely okay with that as the former coach of having that balance. If you have to be aggressive, your error percentage is going to be maybe a little higher.
Fector shoots one in the stars on the Mayberry swing. Green from the back row goes over a triple block. Now Mayberry, cross court, saved. Good touch by Mitter. Out to Mayberry, one-on-one, and Fector's there. Can High Point take advantage? Here's Smith. That's long. Campbell wins a long rally, even in this match at 20.
Claire Ann Fector with an amazing dig there. A heads-up play by Haley Wilson. Emily Mitter pushing forward to keep that ball alive.
2 big digs by Fector in that rally. And now Campbell serves for the lead in set 3. Miggins tight. Mayberry blocked. One more time to the player of the year. Fector bumps to Cook. And she shoots it long, no touch of the net.
Both sides at times the hitters have hit it long, asking for that touch, but I'm not seeing it either. So I think the officials doing a great job of seeing these things play out.
Connolly Renfro to serve. A low missile to Green. Cook in the middle, touches the net and finds the floor.
Little risky play there by Campbell. Bringing in Chloe Cook to the middle. A triple block she's facing. Just getting inside the hands.
That was off of Mink for the point. Now these teams desperately fighting to get to 25. Palazzolo through the block of Kala, and High Point 3 points away.
So now Heidelberg comes in for High Point. This will be key. You still have Palazzolo up there. Madison Smith as well.
A High Point offense that led the league in kills and hit percentage this year. A Campbell defense that led in digs and opponent hit percentage. But it's the High Point defense that pays off. Heidelberg with the block.
I don't think Chloe Cook for Campbell has seen much success on the right side swinging today, as she has typically.
High Point came back to win set 2. Can they do the same here in set 3? Here's Cook. Off hands, nearly down. Westling saved it. Smith through Cook. Chloe over the double. A tip at the net. Campbell's within 1. What is Maddie Miner saying to her teammates here in this moment?
I think she's saying, let's go and believe. Like, we got this. We can come back. We've done it before.
Remember, these teams split in the regular season, number 1 and 2 seeds. Best teams by far in the year.
And this is the rotation Campbell likes to be in.
Palazzolo through the block, and High Point has a chance to win set 3.
Sydney Palazzolo for High Point there. Had a lot of space. Melody Page got caught, but man, going off the hands of Sarah Kalla.
Set point for the Panthers. Green frees it over. High Point to play for the set. Kalla shoots it long, and High Point takes the lead 2 sets to 1 as we go to the 4th. It's all defense for High Point here in set 3. And now the Panthers have the advantage 2-1.
Claire Infector digging up from Idleburg. Sarah Cullen trying to go those high hands off of her and just still missing quite a bit.
When we come back, set 4 here on Championship Sunday.
It's bow time. The workday might be ending, but your family's hunger is still gearing up for the night shift. Now you could unload groceries, chop, dice, mince, preheat, heat, slap around the smoke detector, and then celebrate with a big old pile of dishes. Or you could just drop a big bow box on it. Because when you can feed the family with 12 Supremes, fixins, biscuits, and tea, you can clock out and still spend some well-earned quality time with a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
In the last 10 years, Emerge Orthopedics has really been on the forefront of doing orthopedic urgent care. We realize that a lot of these accidents happen after hours, and patients want to get seen and get diagnosed and get taken care of. Emerge has a number of orthopedic urgent cares throughout the Triangle, and some of which are open 7 days a week, open till 9 o'clock at night, and that's been a huge benefit to patients. Patients routinely give us compliments on that and the care they receive there.
We are not merely an institution of higher education. We are transforming lives and empowering students to become leaders.
Leaders in our communities,
in our state, and throughout the world.
Leaders in innovation.
Leaders in service to our neighbors.
Join our movement. Join our community. Join our mission. Lead with purpose. Lead with Campbell.
Jackaroni pizza from Papa John's. You're sharing our biggest, most foldable slices with extra cheese and pepperoni. But you're also sharing way more. You're sharing the chance to graduate college, 3 meals a day, and a safe place for kids to learn and grow. Because $1 from every Shaq-a-Roni goes to charities people depend on. It's not just pizza, it's pizza with a purpose.
This Big South broadcast is brought to you in part by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. Ingles, low prices, love the savings. Sunbelt Rentals, we have equipment for that, and First Citizens Bank, forever first. High Point's the first to 2 sets, of course, in a race to 5. The Panthers have the early advantage. What have you seen from High Point, especially in set 3, to take advantage of this match?
I think what we've seen from High Point, they've actually picked up their defense quite a bit. And they're making more effective plays on their out of system. Of course, they ran with Idleburg a lot earlier on, but they've really done a great job kind of forcing Campbell to make some hitting errors.
High Point has won 3 tournament titles in the last 3 years. Campbell has been to 3 finals in their tenure. Something's got to give today, and let's see how it all unfolds in set 4. What adjustments does Greg Gorl's club have to make here in the 4th set?
Well, they went away a little bit from being able to set their middles, especially in Melody Page, and she's key to getting going early on, brings so much energy when she gets a kill. High Point starting in the same rotation. They're not switching anything up. You see Coach Gorel switching his lineup here. I think he wants to match up Haley Wilson most likely with Gabrielle Eidelberg. Slow her down some more, contain her, and then let their offense get going. You'll have Sarah Kalla coming into the front row sooner.
That's two fifth-year seniors going 1v1. Wilson has 5 kills. Eidelberg's exploded with 10 kills.
And then you see Nanda Patterson now will be facing Sydney Palazzolo. A little bit different matchups for this fourth set.
And with that, Jenny Wesling begins service. Getting our rotations all set here at the net. High Point can win the tournament championship if they secure set 4. And a service error begins the set.
Why not? Why not at this point? Just again speaks to, though, these teams knowing that they have to be aggressive on serves. And you want that ball flat and deep.
There's a deep serve from Factor. Miggins in motion, dugout. Now Cook over the block, and Campbell off to a 2-0 start, which would seem crucial, trailing 2-1.
Campbell definitely wants to come out and take this lead early, get some points on the board, keep running with it.
Chloe Cook, 11 matches with 10 or more kills. She now has 7. And a block for Wilson. That's the matchup you targeted in set 4.
I think that's exactly what Coach Gorel is hoping for. Haley Wilson, big hands, committing on Eidelberg there. And she just spreads her hands so well, though. She takes up more space. It's hard to go around.
Haley Wilson has a career high 8 blocks in her career. Today she has 5, very effective. Nice dig by Green. Cook off hands and in. Nice block from Eidelberg, who defends the net.
And that's a tough ball for Chloe Cook. I mean, good setup there by Madison Smith for High Point. Tough ball, though. That was a high ball to the ceiling.
Mackenzie Thornburg back to serve. The all-conference assist maker. That tag team won the 6-2 award. Now Thornburg and system. Back set to her setting counterpart and blocked by Wilson and Kalla.
Sarah Kalla skying on that block. Mariah Miggins not having much space there. You see her see that early on. Big block move.
And that was all Kalla, in fact. 2 hands on it. Campbell has 6 aces today. And a 7th. The senior steps up in this set.
Maddie Miner doing what she does best from the service line. Up there in the conference in aces.
Led the conference in aces, in fact. Just past Kelly Wiedemann of Upstate for the most aces in the league. Nice return. Thornburg middle. Eidelberg the point. Gabby Eidelberg up to 11 kills.
Eidelberg, you see this, see how quick she comes off the floor, how quick her arm is. Melly Page almost there, not quite in front of her.
Miner back set to Cook. And Westling, good hands to keep it up. Mayberry through the block and down. As the player of the year in the conference, she has 11 kills. This is 3 attackers. Palazzolo on the right, Eidelberg in the middle, and Mayberry combining for 33 points. There's the running mate. Palazzolo has a double-double. She serves it up. That did touch hands. Kalla with a nifty roll shot. Mayberry does the same. Thornburg in system goes middle. Eidelberg touches the floor. And an explosive match for the senior playing her final tournament performance, having a great game.
I love that little I don't even call it a tip, it's just like a push almost right around the block. She sees that space really well.
Eidelberg 12 kills today. This is a 3-0 run for the Panthers.
Campbell having trouble getting Melody Page going here in this set.
Miner on the move to Kalla, a bit off balance, and it works nonetheless. Good balance from Sarah Kalla. She now has 9 kills. When these teams met in Bowie's Creek on October 30th, Campbell held the Panthers to 224. That was their lowest hit percentage of the season. Today, High Point's at 150, but their defense has helped out. Service errors joined the club as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see lower hitting percentages right now from both teams, but to be expected with the defense, the digs that you're seeing, and just a lot of attempts. We've seen a lot of attacking attempts.
Green is blocked at the net. That's a fair ball. Great dig by Mayberry, and Miggins frees it over. Minor goes middle. Down to the floor, Melody Page insisting.
Better connection there from Maddie Minor and Melody Page. And Campbell's going to need to continue to use her, especially having that matchup, I think, against Sophia Mink.
Campbell needs this fourth set to force a fifth and final between the top two teams in the regular season. Both dominant yesterday in the semifinals. And Kala doing her part defensively. Patterson to the floor. Not a huge offensive piece, but a nice presence. That's her fourth.
You see Sarah Kala sticking that hand out there, not giving up on the ball. Nice swing by Ananda Patterson.
The senior who elected to return for her final season, making her presence felt. Kala on a short float to Wesling. Thornburg goes outside, and Elise Gross there defensively. Good block. Mink gets her paws on it, and High Point back within two. Here's Maria Miggins, a fellow all-conference first-team member. Minor, back set. Good dig by Palazzolo. An illegal touch on High Point gives Campbell a 3-point lead.
Some emotions out there a little bit right now on the court. High Point calling for Melody Page, saying she was over. Melody Page saying, no, that was in the plane. And you're getting to that point, though, right? We're in the set 4. Emotions are going to run high.
Nice serve by Mitter. Mayberry, tip to the net, saved. Green, double touch on Mitter, deep in the pocket.
Coach Gorel saying, call it both ways. I mean, that's the first really kind of double we've seen in a while. But you have to, if you're an official and you see it, especially at this point, you have to call that.
That's by our lead referee today, Robert Kyle. There's Morgan Shannon getting the conversation. Never a fun one for a referee.
No.
Especially with the championship on the line. As Green's touch finds the floor. That's a filthy soft touch from Green. Give her 8 kills. More discussion between Gorel and Morgan. There's an ace for Layla Green. Campbell is living at the service line. 8 aces. Timeout, High Point. We'll take the break as well. Campbell wants to push this to 5 sets. They have some work to do here on ESPN 3. Starts with good defense to win a championship, and Wilson's done her part along with Eidelberg. Here we are in set 4. Campbell leads by 4, looking to push this to 5 sets. High Point wants back-to-back titles in the Big South. And Palazzolo keeps that out, so point High Point. Only the first kill of the set for Sydney. She has 12 today. Jenny Wesling, the true freshman on the all-freshman team this fall. Her running mate Palazzolo was the freshman of the year in the Big South. And there's Palazzolo missing wide. Boy, the stats nearly dead even. 1 in the difference of kills, maybe 2 in digs, 2 ace difference. This match is about as even as you can get.
And same number of attempts as well, almost. 1 difference.
It's going to be even right about now, as Smith is dug up by Minner. Cook off balance, gets hand to the net, and a point. Campbell up 5. So if you're Cook there, you're running and turning, clearly trying to just touch hand to get a point, right?
Well, she was definitely trying to, I think, go a little higher off hands, wanted to try some space. Going back to the area of court, she's been successful.
Palazzolo on serve receive, now swings. And a net violation against Campbell.
They're calling that on the setter, Emily Mitter.
Might have been those long locks of hair that touched the net. Let's see.
Which actually hair is allowed. Oh, they know that was on Sarah Kalla.
So Kalla called for it. The service error gives the point right back. Yeah, it took a minute to figure it out because it wasn't a clear movement
I saw
of the net.
2.
So Minor back to serve. The leader in aces in the Big South wants to build on a 5-point lead. Renfro struggles with the return. Palazzolo tipped. And a second chance. Off hands and a point for the Panthers. The presence of Thornburg to continue to feed Palazzolo. She now has a match-high 14 kills.
And what's interesting, if you watch Thornburg, she's taken a lot of balls with her platform as a setter, and I think she's trying to avoid any chance of double calls on her side.
Great serve. And a little confusion there. As an ace for Palazzolo. High Point with 6 aces today.
Just an effective, again, 6 rotation outside for them as a freshman, getting it done in the service line.
Let's see what Palazzolo targets. Goes to green. Nice dig by Palazzolo. Factor keeps it up. That is beautiful defense. Thornburg goes middle and terminated. Gabby Eidelberg with her 13th kill, and that was pretty. Timeout Campbell. What a run by the Panthers here.
And a free ball. When you have that free ball, you want to pass it in system. Eidelberg, it's such a great cut shot. I mean, she just turns that ball so quickly. Watch her elbow snap towards that side. Incredible kill.
High Point can taste its 2nd straight Big South title. A club that lost just 1 game all year in the regular season and conference, right here in this building on October 30th. Very business-like approach for Ryan Meek's club this week. But it's all about closing this out in set 4 if you're High Point.
They want to get back to this 2-point swing here that Campbell has a lead. But you have, again, Eidelberg in the front row. Will they continue to go with her? And will Campbell be able to contain her now that Haley Wilson isn't matched up against her?
It's been a 3-headed monster for High Point. Palazzolo, Eidelberg, and Mayberry. They've combined for 38 kills.
And I want to point out, Evan, that these teams, each of these teams, over 100 attacks at this point, attempts.
It takes a lot to win a Big South title, and clearly, with how competitive this match has been, Wouldn't expect anything less. By the way, the Big South Championship match record is 27 kills in a match. Rachel Wojcicki of Radford in 2013. I don't know if anyone's going to reach that number today, but both teams have trios of big-time hitters. Kala from the 10-foot line. Now Thornburg out to the player of the year in the conference, and a touch at the net. So point Panthers. And we are even at 14. Actually did my math wrong. 1 point lead for Campbell, but it's getting a lot closer on a 3-0 run.
And that's the first kind of deep corner shot from Mayberry we've seen.
There's a service error from Palazzolo. Campbell the first to 15 in the set. They absolutely must win to extend this match. Thornburg, back set. Blocked and down for the point. Layla Green takes control at the net.
And you see here an early move by Campbell. Both Layla Green and Melody Page getting out there to set up that block.
Ryan Meek, not a happy camper in year 4. He's won 107 games in 4 years at High Point. It's a dominant run as his club looks to put this match away in 4. Campbell wants to push this to 5. And a net violation. Mayberry's hands into the net. So a 2-point swing for Campbell, forcing a timeout by the Panthers. How has Campbell built on this momentum late in set 4?
Some aggressive serves there. Claire Infector, though, also nice dig back there. Mayberry hitting off the hands. That's why you have her back there. You see Claire Infector, if you're watching, she's playing middle back at times and she's playing left back at times. And that depends on who the High Point has on the outside swing.
Here's how we've gotten to this point in the tournament, Tammy, because chalk has played itself out. There's not going to be a straight set match in this one. However, 2 best teams in the regular season, 2 best teams in the tournament. And what looks to be a possible 5-set match, how do emotions play a factor here when you're late in the 4th set and both teams are firing back and forth?
Well, it's emotions, but probably also a little bit that you're battling that fatigue, and you're having to tell yourself, just keep going, because these rallies are getting long between these two. And of course, the intensity, you see it a little bit here now at the net, but when someone gets a block or someone gets a kill on a block. I think they just got to remember that each team were prepared. We've played in these positions before, these situations during conference. Of course, a little bit different when it's the tournament championship.
Keep in mind, if this goes 5 sets, Campbell has done it 3 times in conference. They're 2-1. High Point has played 1 5-set match in conference, defeated Campbell back at home. That's an ace for Chloe Cook, perfectly placed on the back line.
Just what Campbell needed to keep the momentum on their side, and reason there to continue to be aggressive.
9 aces for the Camels. They've served it very well. Thornburg to bump set. Blocked! Melody Page taking control at the net for a 6-point lead.
Talk about emotion. Now you see Melody Page. She's had some miss hits with her attacking, but she's saying, no, I'm not going to let blocking be affected. Oh, well, I think we'll have a challenge here from
Ryan Meek
Coach
using the first of 2 challenges. I believe they're checking if Page interfered with the net before she made contact with the ball. This is now, if the call stands, a 5-0 run for Campbell.
The down referee looking to make quick work of it. I think we'll have our answer here soon.
I don't see anything initially, and the call stands. Maybe a mini timeout if you're High Point to get this team back locked in. Campbell wants to force a 5th and final set. A service error won't help the cause.
Campbell just needing now to get out of this rotation they're in. Serve, get that serve, receive, side out.
So Gabrielle Eidelberg, maybe the player of this tournament so far, back to serve. Minner tight to the net. And the illegal touch on Maddie Miner. It's a big 2-point swing for High Point, looking to come back and win this tournament in 4.
And I agree with the up referee there that that ball was in the plane. If it is in the plane, then the players on the other side, the opponent says High Point, can go up and play that.
This time Miner perfectly tees it up and putting it away. Melody Page locked in. When Campbell feeds their middle, so much more effective, and that's a perfect example there.
Yeah, and again, Melody Page not seeing success necessarily early on. She got that big block a few plays ago, and her and Maddie Miner connecting here on that tight ball.
Campbell 5 points away from winning the set. Gross with a nice dig. Here's Green. Tight to the net, goes down line to Palazzolo. Thornburg, back set. Oh, who touched net? No, that's a clean point for the Panthers. Oh, so Campbell with the net violation. Would have been a point regardless there. So 20-16 here in the 4th. First time these teams met, it went 5 up at High Point. Campbell swept here at home, and the 3rd and final meeting decides a Big South champion. Back set. The tip is freed over. Green takes her shot and gets the touch of the net.
I like that play from Melody Page there, not going with a hard swing, tipping right up and over the block, making High Point have to scramble that ball up. And Layla Green with a great swing, high off the block.
Campbell finished 2nd in the spring, a 2nd seed in the fall, now trying to force a 5th set to the reigning champions. Good dig by Fechter. Here's Green. Roll shot, tug up beautifully, Westling. Mayberry, uncontested, and Gross keeps it alive. Now High Point in transition. Mayberry, soft touch. Good block. Back set. Oh, down line and in for the point. The Panthers put it away. Maggie Sally, haven't said her name much today.
We said her name a lot yesterday, but it's been tough getting her going here. But watch this reverse by Mariah Miggins. Lots of space. And when Maggie Sally has that much space, she is going to crush it.
Maggie Sally, 8 kills yesterday, only 2 today. Minner checks in at center. And Green is blocked. That goes off Layla Green, so High Point within 3.
You see Campbell gathering, just trying to keep their composure, I think, in this huddle on the court. They're in this rotations that they started with Emily Minner. Typically, you see Maddie Miner in these rotations here towards the end of the set.
Minner out to Green. Now Miggins insistent. She got a touch of the net, so High Point a 3-0 run, forcing a timeout from Greg Gorel and Campbell. What a race here in set 4. High Point a few away from a championship. Campbell needs 4 points themselves to extend this match. What a stretch here in the 3rd and final meeting between these clubs.
I am just astounded by this great volleyball play, though. Couldn't ask for more. I think you'll see Campbell come back here in this serve-receive rotation and set something up that will give them this point. But High Point sticking with it, even being down, their composure, which they talked about, just keeping that composure being a key here. And the excitement we keep seeing on both teams when they make great plays. It's fun.
High Point on a 3-0 run. This is a crucial time for the Panthers.
Campbell controlling this set a little more with their attacking, hitting a 214. But High Point right behind them still.
So Chloe Cook got things started early in that set. Really, Campbell was rolling out to a 20-15 lead, and then Eidelberg started the comeback for the Panthers.
And Campbell has High Point, and they're in a position right now, Idleburg not in the front row, but Maggie Sally, who they haven't seen do much, is now coming alive for them.
Greg Gorel mentioned this week we have to slow down the outside hitters for High Point. The best offensive team in the league, held to a 162 hit percentage. And here comes the top seed, a 3-0 run to tighten this one up in set 4. Green, tight angle, blocked and in.
Sydney Palazzolo with a huge press. Sophia Meek, great job getting out there as well, but watch this big move here. Lots of space that she took up on that net.
Patterson tight to the net. Wilson goes offhand. High Point playing with all the momentum in the set, and Patterson turns it around with a roof.
And that's why Coach Gorel has her out there to make those big blocks. Nana Patterson sees the hitter so well. She does such a great job reading if you watch what she does at the net.
11 team blocks for the Camels today. Going outside, Palazzolo into the back corner, and High Point's within 1.
Some of Campbell's players on the bench calling for a challenge. They thinking it was out. I think Coach Gorel's going to hold on to it here.
Here's Jenny Wessling to serve. High Point storming back down 15-20. Wilson insisting to the floor. Campbell 2 points from forcing set 5.
Emily Metter, crucial here, going to Haley Wilson. Not something I've seen much during Campbell's season as far as Emily Metter setting Wilson that far off the net. The senior's really feeling it.
Big service mistake. So High Point with serve. A race to 25 here in set 4.
And if you're watching from home, young players, yes, normally we don't want you to miss this many serves, but again, they are trying to be so aggressive with what's happening in serve receive.
Mitter the bump to Kala. Down to the floor, set point.
And that's not one I think Campbell thought would have landed on High Point's side.
The number 2 seed trying to force set 5 in their own building. And here's the 5th-year senior, Maddie Miner, to serve.
Leading the conference in aces, about to serve for set point.
Can Campbell force a 5th set here at home? Over for Miggins. Campbell in system. Page terminates. We go to a 5th for a championship final on the way. Coming up next, set 5 here on ESPN 3. We had to set 5 because of this swing by Melody Page.
And I knew with Campbell, with that ball in transition like that, this free ball, Maddie Miner was going to go to Melody Page. I think that's the hardest ball I've ever seen her hit.
So the number 1 and 2 seeds battle here on Championship Sunday, just like we expected. A 5-set matchup.
Couldn't ask for more, Evan. This is what we were waiting for.
Race to 15 with an NCAA tournament berth on the line. And certainly the way these teams play in the regular season, splitting their matchups, Campbell winning at home, High Point winning at home. What must these teams do to finish off this match in 5?
Well, I think right now the coaches got to decide which player they want starting in left front. But what's going to happen in your 5th set as you coach them is they're going to get around at least one time in a rotation. And then as you come down to points 12, 13, 14, you want to have your best hitter in the front row, that your go-to hitter. But who is that for either one of these teams? Who do you want the ball in play? Because there's so many. Do you want Dylan Mayberry coming back in? Sydney Palazzolo for Campbell? Do you want Layla Green or Sarah Kala or Chloe Cook? So deciding their matchups, but keeping your composure, both teams at this point, and I think they will. You see the intensity on both of these teams.
High Point led from 15 kills, Sydney Palazzolo. Kala has 11 for Campbell. Remember in the regular season, 5-set battle that was at High Point, and this is quite a treat, a 5-set championship final.
And I remember hearing Coach Ryan Meek say that after that match here at Campbell for regular season, that 5th set, he's like, that was probably what you're going to see at the Big South Tournament Championship, most likely, if it played out as it did, and it has.
This is the first 5-set final since 2014. Keep in mind, the top 2 teams met, Coastal Carolina and Radford. It was the 2-seed Coastal on their own court that held serve and won the title. Let's see how that plays out here in the next 20 minutes. What do you notice with the rotations here? Wilson and Eidelberg both in on the front row.
Yeah, it's Campbell sticking to, they're just one rotation up from where they were starting last time. High Point in the same rotation here. You have Maggie Sally in the front row though as well.
Race to 15, win by 2 for a Big South title. And Campbell strikes first.
We talked early on beginning this match, Evan, that it's gonna come down to who limits their errors, whether hitting or serving.
Vector on the serve, Palazzolo to the floor. Overpass. Minner goes middle, Wilson terminates. A 2-0 lead for the number 2 seed. And an immediate timeout for High Point.
Yeah, you can't take any time for, you don't want a 3-point run here by Campbell if you're High Point.
When we come back, the rest of set 5. Live from Gore Arena, set 5 of the Big South Championship final. Campbell forces a set 5 with a win in 4. High Point, the reigning champions, look to put this match away. Palazzolo tipped up by Minner and down as High Point gets its first of a set 5.
Palazzolo sticking to what has worked for her all match, and that's running off that line, whether it's using the block or just taking that space to get that kill.
Here's the setter of the year, Mackenzie Thornburg to serve. Targets Vector. Wilson middle, and the middle is so effective in set 5.
I think we're seeing Haley Wilson playing probably one of the best matches of her career. And what a time to play at your peak.
Could be her final match in a Campbell uniform. 7 kills and 7 blocks as well. Maddie Miner to serve with a 2-point lead. Kicks it out to Palazzolo off the net. Kala to the back row for Thornburg. Palazzolo again. Nice touch by Miner. Here's Cook. Every point so difficult here in set 5. Cook one more time. And down for the point. Campbell, a 4-1 lead.
And how about Claire Ann Fector? I can't stress enough just how she's working the sets. I mean, Maddie Miner taken out there. Claire Ann putting up great balls for Chloe Cook to swing on.
Campbell hitting 500 in set 5, and clearly these teams exhausted. Every ounce of sweat they have to grind out a championship 5th set.
It's incredible the effort, the tenacity, the intensity we have seen on the defense from both of these teams.
Renfro returns serve. Palazzolo through the block. Now Kala. Nice return. Campbell in system. Cook. Oh, almost took advantage. Palazzolo saves it. Off the hands. Kala to the backcourt. Nice save, Renfro. High Point desperately needs a point here. Bump by Miggins. Miner, all the options in the world, and a double touch called on the setter.
Oh, no, he back row attack.
As long as the setter stays below the height of the net, that's all right.
Yeah, Coach Gorl's telling his team just let it go at this point, but I don't think that Maddie Miner broke the plane. Oh, she did. She did. From that angle, from where we're sitting from, I didn't think she did, but good call by the first referee.
Now Miner feeds Kala. Roll shot hits the court. Campbell 10 points away from a championship here in their own building.
Sarah Kala throwing a finesse shot, nice roll shot to the middle of the court, right in the middle of all of High Point's players.
Give Kala 11 kills. Nice return by Wesling. Miggins dumps it over. Now Miner in system. A joust kept alive. Mayberry. That's an overpass. Good dig, Cook, but it goes over. And a beautiful touch. Mayberry gets High Point within 2.
Mayberry patient there on that overpass from Campbell. High Point really picking up their defense here. I mean, all over the place, and still able to get some swings out of it.
Championship on the line. First 5-set final since 2014. Page, the float. That's returned. Campbell in system again. One more time. Great dig by Idlebird. And Mayberry to the cross court. Here's Green. Off hands. Thornburg, the bump set. Mayberry down for the point. And the Panthers within 1.
Incredible defense again on both sides. Lots of digs being up. And these setters, they're running around the court, but getting their hands on the ball.
Race to 15, win by 2 here in the Big South Championship. High Point, the reigning champions, against the number 2 seed Campbell. Winner on to the NCAA tournament. What more could you ask for? Idlebird serves to Fector. Here's Kala. Down and blocked by Mayberry. The player of the year evens this set at 5.
Dylan Mayberry, you see her pick up on Kala early. Kala trying to go after that line, thumb downing that shot. Mayberry saying no way.
That's an error for Idlebird and a costly mistake.
Oh, and Coach Meek gonna challenge that.
He has 1 challenge remaining. He uses the final challenge.
But I think from our angle, from their angle, probably on that side.
And here in set 5, the best time to do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not a waste at any point here. And if he wins it, he gets to keep it. But from where positioned, Evan. I think that was clearly out. Campbell made the right decision to let that go.
Morgan Shannon, our R2, checks out this serve right here.
And clearly High Point trying to target Layla Green.
That looks to be out.
At least 3 to 4 inches, if not a little more.
So the call stands. High Point out of challenges unless an official initiates the challenge. Campbell has challenges remaining. That could be crucial here in set 5. The two hottest teams in the Big South looking to punch a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Now Kala to serve. Thornburg tight to the net. Gets it back to Mayberry. One more time. Down for the point. Back even at 6.
Dylan Mayberry making Campbell's block work. She's going high hand. She's hitting over. She's thumb down into here, trying to hit that sharp cross and just going off the hands of the block.
15 kills for Mayberry, the player of the year in the Big South. Down the pipe, to the floor. Melody Page heating up in set 5. She has 6.
That going off, I think, the head of Mayberry on that block touch. And now you have Haley Wilson coming back into the front row for Campbell. A good position for them.
Haley Wilson dominating at the net. 7 blocks for Campbell. Tight set for Miggins. Green cleans it up on the overpass. Serving crucial for Campbell in set 5.
They've really gotten High Point out of system. Not just out of system, but it's either a tight ball or way off the court.
First of 15 here in set 5. Win by 2. Gross the bump set to Green, who gets hands for the point. Campbell 6 away from a championship.
And I think this is the setup you're going to want if you're Campbell. You have Layla Green in the front row. Your 6th rotation outside who does everything. You have Haley Wilson who's having the game of their life. Claire Ann, Elise Gross back there for defense.
Third matchup in 3 weeks between these programs, and you would have guessed it, comes down to a 5th set. Campbell and High Point, the best teams in the regular season, the most dominant teams at offense and defense. How do these clubs pull out the next 6 points?
Well, I think if you're Campbell, you keep doing what they're getting a lot of great digs. They're controlling that offense. They're working High Point's block. If you're High Point, you get that ball at Dylan Mayberry and let her do what she does, and she hasn't been stopped too much here tonight.
Here's some highlights from set 5. Campbell stormed out to a 4-1 start with Wilson, and then High Point came right back. Now down the stretch, someone has to make a run to put this match away, and Mayberry tried her best with a block, but here's Campbell jumping out by 3. Third and final meeting between the clubs, split in the regular season with a trip to the tournament on the line. Miggins goes outside to Mayberry. Roll shot, tipped. One more time. Tipped at the net, High Point within 2. And now Connolly Renfro to serve here on the road in a raucous environment. Green down for a point. Campbell the first to 10 on a deep shot.
And Layla Green there for Campbell, not even getting an approach. She just really jumped up and hit that ball. Another ball I don't think maybe they expected to land. Campbell doing a good job. They're keeping the ball in play.
Layla Green to serve. Risky over the net, just snuck through. Palazzolo tipped to the net. Bump for Cook. Down for the point, and Campbell 4 away.
Chloe Cooks sticking to what has worked for her against High Point this match, hitting that 5-6 again.
11 kills for Cook. Can the number 2 seed pull the upset here at home? Palazzolo wants to extend this match. An impressive swing. That's her 17th kill.
And that Campbell's block getting caught inside on that one. Even Ananda Patterson leaving Sydney Palazzolo, and she's going to crush a ball like that wide open.
Race to 15 here in set 5. Cook. Easy play for the Panthers. Now Wesseling the bump. Palazzolo. Tipped at the net. It's a 2-point game here in set 5.
I really think Sydney Palazzolo for High Point has just thrived in this match. Not much has really slowed her down in any respect. And again, her, like Layla Green, playing all 6 rotations.
Campbell won the first set. High Point takes 2 and 3. Campbell comes back in the 4th. So here we are in set 5. Jenny Wesseling to serve. Caught Green off balance. Cook shoots it long. And a timeout. Campbell takes it. Boy, in a race to 15, every point matters, and this is a crucial stretch as High Point gets 3 straight.
High Point in a strong rotation here with Sydney Palazzolo up front for them. Campbell having to go out of system here, and what you see here, you have Chloe Cook on the outside, Haley Wilson in the middle. But Campbell, Ananda Patterson, they don't set Ananda Patterson much on the out of system swing, so you can expect that ball to go to Chloe Cook.
This is how Campbell gained its lead early in set 5. You see Green really taking over offensively.
Layla Green getting a lot of attacks. Here's one, just popping it into middle back. And so if you're High Point here, you're wanting to tie it up right now. You're going to see, I think, them really key in on Chloe Cook on the outside.
Wesseling to serve, riding a 3-0 run. Layla Green struggling on serve receive. High Point in system. Palazzolo uncontested with a touch. So this match is even at 11.
Campbell not able to get that pass that they need closer to the net to run what they want to run here.
Can High Point pull it out from behind in set 5? That's an error, a big point for the Camels.
That was a huge call, I think, between Claire Infector and Layla Green to let that ball go. It was a great serve, I mean, just missing.
Ryan Meek using his final challenge.
I do think it was out.
He's gone twice with challenges on serve, and you love what High Point's trying to do here, because this point would be huge if it goes the other way.
This is a detrimental point right here, I should say, when you're at point 12. And again, the down referee making very quick work of it.
Just like we thought. So Campbell on serve. Remember in 2014, the last 5-set match ever, it was the 2 seed who defeated the 1 seed, giving Coastal Carolina the championship.
Campbell now having Sarah Kalla return to the front row as well.
Tough return for Renfro. Tipped by Wilson. Mitter in system. Blocked by Eidelberg. All tied at 12 with a championship on the line here in set 5. Here comes Mackenzie Thornburg, the setter of the year, to serve. Cook over the block. High Point's turn. Palazzolo denied. Second chance. Good coverage by Cook. Here's Kala. Off the block of Eidelberg. Another swing. Palazzolo keeps it in play. Campbell in system. And Cook touches hands for the point.
Nice decision there by Emily Mitter to take that free ball and set it to Chloe Cook on the reverse.
Campbell 2 points away from a championship. It'd be their first ever in Big South history.
And now Campbell back into their typically starting rotation with Maddie Miner serving.
Tight set to Eidelberg. Here's Miner in system. Setting up championship points. Big South championship on the line right here. Last chance for the Panthers. It's long, and Campbell wins its first ever Big South championship, punching a ticket to the NCAA tournament. Campbell takes down #1 seed High Point, the reigning champions. Dramatic fifth set with a 15-12 victory. And that man, Greg Gorel, 9 years waiting for this moment, earns his first ever tournament title. The emotions dramatic, and the team excited to go to the NCAA championships.
And you see that emotion right there on everyone's face, and you just feel it in this room. I mean, something Campbell has been fighting for, coming so close at times, but not quite there. And then this has been their year.
A 5-set thriller here in Bowie's Creek, and there's a look at the championship celebration. Honoring a senior class that did not make the tournament their very first year. Finished as a 7 seed. 4 years later, they get to lift the trophy here at home.
And battling against just an incredible matchup with High Point. I mean, just a well-fought match all around. We've seen such high-level volleyball here today, but Campbell getting their trophy here in the tournament in that bid to the NCAA tournament.
A first ever Big South title for this program. There's the trophies. A team that was given the tournament here at home due to a rotational schedule. It works out perfectly with timing. And a program that grinded out down 2-1, winning set 4, and an overpass that goes out of play for High Point, clinches the championship as Greg Gorel's team gets a first ever Big South title. Getting ready for the trophy presentation on the field. Tammy, I can see the tears in your eyes. Describe the feeling of winning a conference title.
I think it's just special for me as a Campbell alumnus to witness this. Something that Campbell has worked so hard for, and Coach Gorel and his staff have just been waiting for. And then you think about this coming off of even the year, we'll say in COVID, in the pandemic, and having to wait another season. And it's just special. It's really special to see this.
Those hugs are wonderful to watch. A team that finished second in the spring, finished second in the fall, now have a tournament title on their hands. Who's your tournament MVP this year, Tammy?
Oh, man. That's hard to pick. Oh. I think I'd have to go with Sarah Kala, though. Just an incredible, I think, tournament run for her. So solid. And then you have Layla Green right behind that. I mean, what she has done for Campbell on her defense and her passing. But every single one of these players doing something just special today and playing consistently. Every single one of their attackers getting a kill. The setters making some amazing plays. Defense, incredible digs against a team that, again, doesn't make errors typically. And High Point making that last attacking error you wouldn't expect.
So a championship earned by Campbell today. What a performance by the #2 seed pulling out a title. For Tammy Freeze, I'm Evan Budrovich. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. This is a presentation of ESPN. Campbell with a 5-set victory and a Big South championship. Pulling this one out 15-12 in set 5. Your Big South tournament champions. Wow, what a performance. We'll see you come NCAA tournament time as the Camels clinch the title.